Welcome to my channel. This divorce story of everyday people like you and I, who lost their marriage over selfish and silly assumption. If this is the sort of stories you like, subscribe to my channel so you can get a notification whenever I upload a new video. Let's get right down to it. This is the story of Brandon and Andrea. They were married for 22 years before Andrea asked for divorce after a shocking revelation. Brandon's world crumbled. He tried to make his marriage work, but his wife said there was no way in the world she could continue to have him in her life. He wanted his loving wife back, but she didn't see him anywhere in her future. It was over. Brandon had a successful marriage. He was 50 years and Andrea, his wife, was 46. He lived together with his family for 22 years. They had 2 children, a son and a daughter. He had a good job and he was transferred as an international staff to the Gulf country. Life was beautiful. They lived luxurious life with company-paid vacation travels. They lived in an expensive apartment. She was a stay-home mom, but she enjoyed the company of other women because the husband company had the Workers' Spouses Association. They went on outings, breakfast and lunch dates. They had book reading clubs, cooking clubs, yoga classes, golfing, and a whole lot of other beautiful activities. After 12 years, their children were admitted to universities in Canada, and so they went back home to resume school. In Canada, both of them couldn't find a suitable job, and so he got another job in the Gulf again and went back to make more money so his wife and children could continue to enjoy the life they were used to. Although he was several miles away from home, he labored and labored, especially for when he would retire, so he could continue to live a good life. He sent money home for the family upkeep. Their children graduated with good GPA in their degree courses and they got good jobs, but he still continued to work. Both of them moved out of the family home into nice apartments and everyone was happy. I could finally breathe a sign of relief because that meant I could move back to Canada and enjoy life with my beautiful wife. However, I got the shock of my life before I could even resign from my job. My wife sent a lengthy email to me. She said she never loved me. That she was with me because of our kids. Now that they were settled in their own homes, she didn't need me anymore. It was a rude shock. This explained why she never even tried to visit him once since he left Canada. He continued to visit home though, so he thought it was all right. That she wanted to be always available for the kids while they studied. He pleaded and went for counseling with her, but she was determined to divorce him. Finally, he had to let go because everything he tried to do to salvage what was left of the marriage proved abortive. His family was all he had. His children and wife were everything to him. He worked day and sometimes at night. He sacrificed his happiness to see them happy. He grieved. He didn't know he married someone who didn't love him even though he was in love with her. He became depressed and cried every day for 2 years. His mental health was affected. Sometimes he cried himself to sleep way too many times at night. Somehow he started feeling indifferent towards her and didn't care anymore. There was absolutely nothing she could point to, other than the fact that she never loved him. Finally, he asked for a divorce. She signed the papers and everything was over. They split all their assets and savings accumulated during the marriage 50-50ths, and he cut all contacts with her. He worked 5 more years in the Gulf because of the divorce. He saved every penny, and so by the time he retired he was really rich. Working in the Gulf as an international staff was good money. It still hurt to know that he was all alone. He spoke to his children often and that was enough to keep going. They never supported their mother's inhumane behavior, but there wasn't anything they could do. They tried to make her change her mind, but she was adamant. He relocated to Canada again after his retirement. Then something miraculous happened when he got back to Canada. He got a job that allowed him to go out of the house often, make new friends and live an exciting life. Brandon continued to enjoy his newfound life while Andrea wallowed in self-pity. She wanted fun and excitement. She sold off her share of the asset to continue to maintain her phony lifestyle. Unfortunately, she couldn't attract a good man with good money like him again and got entangled with a man who was mentally, physically, verbally, and financially abusive. They spent her money recklessly partying and drinking. The little that was left he gambled it away at the casino. One day after an argument about how wasteful and irresponsible he was, he beat her blue-black and dragged her around the house with her hair. It lasted all night. In the money she called a divorce lawyer and ended their unfortunate marriage. She had bruises all over her body, neck, arms, stomach, breasts, legs, no part of her body was spared. In the end he left her alone and bitter. Andrea told her son,
"I regretted divorcing your father. I was selfish, immature, and silly. Your father treated me wonderfully and respectfully. I think I am paying for betraying and taking him for granted. If I could turn back the time, I would have never left him. I know you and your sister tried to stop me. I regret I didn't listen to you. I made choices I wished I never did. I prayed your father would come back, but I guess he's moved on."
She cried throughout the night and into the money. After she left her abusive husband, she realized she had nothing. She went into the marriage fully loaded with money but came out empty. She couldn't afford to rent an apartment and she pleaded with her son to move in with him. She even told him her secret. A secret Brandon vouched to take to the grave because he loved her and didn't want her to look bad.
She cheated on me once, yet I took her back. I should have known she didn't love me then. It was obvious the marriage was over long before she left me stranded in the Gulf. It is more than 7 years since we communicated or saw each other. Although I am still single, I will never go that route again. Reason why she thought I could get back with her. God has been so good to me. I am free and happy."
One afternoon, Andrea was out on an errand for her son, when a tall bearded man called her name at the parking lot of the most famous eatery in town. His hair and beard well trimmed and dyed. He didn't look like he had aged over the years. He was fresh, relaxed, calm, happy and all smiles. He dressed in an expensive suit and all accessories were on point. He held out his hand and when she touched him, it was soft and tender, a far cry from his days as an engineer. He asked her out for lunch and while they sat at the table he just looked at her, smiled. Tears streamed down her cheeks. Her hair was disheveled and she was emaciated. She dare not open her mouth because her second husband had knocked her front teeth out during one of their fights, and she wasn't at a good place financially to get artificial teeth. Well, he told her he was the new owner of the eatery, in addition to his office work. It was something he eventually planned to retire to in a few years. Andrea ate her food silently and excused herself. As she walked away from the eatery, she sobbed hysterically into her shawl. This was the life she threw away. It was a sad end to what should have been a beautiful story. Do you know that the fear of God, patience, kindness, commitment, good character, love, joy, effective communication, attraction, friendship, loyalty, laughter and smile, negotiation, respect for family, respect for one another, love for God, prayers, and the Word of God are very essential at the foundation of every marriage? Without them, it might be difficult for it to withstand storms of life. While some reasons we talked about here are crazy, we don't know what the people felt, their circumstances and situations. But one thing is clear, that marriage isn't to be trivialized. It is deeper than you can ever imagine. As we evolve daily in our marriage relationship, new things begin to emerge, whether because of old age, sickness, children's challenges, families and in-laws, etc. Whatever it is, we must not forget our wedding vows. The ones we made before God and man. Let us learn to love our spouses with the love of Christ and build it on the foundation of Christ. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4-7. It says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Philippians chapter 4 verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Whenever you think about your marriage, think about this verse. It will help you to treat your spouse and marriage better. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell, like and leave your comments. Thank you for watching my video, beautiful people. Until next time.
Bye.
And God bless you.